10 more macabre folktales from around the world. 10 bloody bones and raw head. From the southern United States comes the chilling tale of bloody bones, a dancing headless skeleton, and raw head, a skull stripped of its skin. There are a few versions of this one, including one that states these two monsters come out in the dark of night looking for naughty children. Another version has it that these two creatures are part of the same monster. 9 JCJ Tear. It is said that a creature creepy by the name of JCJ Tear from Paraguay roams the streets during siesta time in search of children who wish to continue playing outside instead of taking a nap. JCJ Tear looks like a child himself and has long, light-colored hair. He is also invisible to adults, appearing only to naughty children who disobey the siesta rules. He lures these kids away, and they are never seen again. Another version of this mythical tale says that JCJ Tear is not a child but rather a small man who feeds children fruit and honey, before taking them prisoner and scooping out their eyes so that they can't find their way back home. 8 Krasu. In rural Thailand, Krasu is a beautiful woman from the chest up. From the waist down, sometimes only the neck down. She is a mess of dangling intestines and internal organs. It is said that she preys on pregnant women, removing unborn fetuses with a long, tubular tongue to eat them. Some believe that once a woman falls victim to Krasu, then will become like her, especially if Krasu eats the placenta of a new mother. During the day, it is said, Krasu takes on the body of a normal human being and lives among unsuspecting citizens. 7 Liyak. Yet another tale involving entrails, this one originating from Bali, is that of the Liyak. The Liyak is basically a flying head with its internal organs dangling below. It is permanently in search of pregnant women in order to suck their baby's blood. Liaks also haunt cemeteries in order to feed on the dead and have the ability to shape-shift into animals. Like the Krasu, they take on a normal human form during the day, but they break free at night to look for victims. 6 Drakavik. South Slavic mythology includes the story of the Drakavik, which is said to be the soul of a dead, unbaptized child that will only disappear once it finds peace. It can take the form of animals or children, but when seen in the form of a baby, it predicts death. It has a terrible scream, which many believe is a cry for baptism. Others believe that if it screams outside the house, someone in the house will die soon. It is also claimed that if its shadow falls on someone, that person will die. One can protect themselves against the Drakavik by getting a dog or luring it into direct sunlight. 5 Obefo. West Africa has its own version of a type of vampire that preys on the fear of people. This creature, called Obefo, drinks the blood of its victims and has a special taste for children's blood. Other than the traditional vampire, Obefos are living entities possessed by evil and steered toward performing evil acts. It is said that Obefos live on vegetables when unable to find a child to exsanguinate. This causes crops to rot. Some variations of the folklore say that an Obefo can be killed by strangling or drowning it, while another says that a white wizard is the only protection against the vampire. 4 Mahaya. In some parts of the Arctic, it is believed that a thin, blue demon with white eyes and long hair awaits his victims in anticipation of tickling them to death. As silly as that may sound, the demon known as Mahaya uses his razor-sharp nails to torment unsuspecting people until they die with a twisted smile frozen on their faces. Luckily, it is quite easy to rid yourself of Mahaya. Should you find yourself alone with him, just invite him to have a drink with you from a water stream. As soon as he bends over the water, simply push him in to let him drown. 3 Baroro. Legend alongside the Vox River in the Amazon has it that humanoid monsters called Baroro lie in wait for their human prey, using stones and urine to subdue them. Once the person is helpless, The burrower chews a hole in the top of his head in order to suck his organs and intestines through it. The burrower are very tall and hairy and have backward-facing feet and no knees. It is said that knocking them over will leave some time for escape, as the lack of knee joints will have them struggling to get back on their feet. 2. Folklore. Folklore is a giant from Celtic mythology and has sometimes been interpreted as a god. Resembling a cyclops, Folklore only has one eye and one giant leg. Myth has it that Folklore could kill people by staring at them with his eye, and he had to keep it closed most of the time to avoid stumbling over mounds of dead bodies. He was also the ruler of a bunch of demons who lurked in oceans and lakes. 1. Baktuk. Persian mythology. This creature takes on the form of a goblin-like demon who sits on your chest and waits for you to fall asleep. Once you're far away in dreamland, he quickly turns sweet dreams into vivid nightmares. Should you wake up while the Baktuk is sitting on you, he will instantly vanish and paralyze you for a few moments. Sound familiar? The worst thing about Baktuk is his sheer persistence. He will keep coming back until he succeeds in killing you while you sleep. Luckily, there are ways to avoid this fate. Try to be less stressed and sleep on your side or with a knife under your pillow.